Good to go. Okay, let's kick it off. Welcome everyone to the regular monthly meeting of the Board of Commissioners held for the purpose of transacting the general business of the township. Today's date is December 10th, 2025. The meeting is being held in the Springfield Township building, is also being offered in a live streaming feature. The meeting will also be made available on the township's website beginning tomorrow morning. Comments will not be accepted remotely during the meeting, but instructions for submitting public comment in advance of tonight's meeting were provided as part of the posted agenda. Mr. Taylor, if you could please summarize any public comment received.
Yes, Mr. President, we received one public comment from Monday evening's meeting. It had to do with the accessory dwelling unit discussion. The individual suggested that they were in favor of accessory dwelling units, particularly as they provide housing for disabled adults.
Thank you, Mike. At this time, please stand and join the Board of Commissioners at a moment of silent reflection to honor the servicemen and women who placed themselves in harm's way in order to help preserve our safety at home and overseas. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for Mr. Wilson's rendition of God Bless America. No? Okay. All right. At this time, I would entertain a motion dispensing with the reading of the minutes of the previous meeting as written and recorded in the official minute book of the township.
Make that motion.
The motion, is there a second? Questions or comments? All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Please record a unanimous vote. We have a full slate of commissioners and staff this evening. I would like to acknowledge the attendance of two newly elected commissioner-elects, Rob Goldberg for Ward 4 and Thad Kirk for Ward 6. So thank you for being here. Regarding the 2026 budget, excuse me, at the conclusion of this evening's business meeting, the Board of Commissioners will conduct a budget hearing on the 2026 budget. The board will also conduct a special meeting to close out the business of 2025 and to adopt the 2026 budget. Any questions or comments related to the 2026 budget should be held until the budget hearing is conducted. The board is now open to comments or questions from the public. The board draws particular attention to those items listed on the agenda this evening. Please be advised that once the committee reports begin, the board can no longer accept questions from the floor. At the conclusion of the committee reports, public comments will once again be accepted. However, official action on those issues listed on the agenda will have already taken place. Therefore, if you wish to comment on an agenda item, now would be the time. So any public comment? Come forward. Okay. Hearing none, we will go into our committee reports. First item that I have regarding the parking at Traymore Avenue, I move that the Board of Commissioners, excuse me, amend the Springfield Township Code, Section 107-32.d, Schedule 9, parking prohibited, by creating prohibited parking zones at the following intersections. On the southwest side of Traymore Avenue from a point 25 feet south of the southwest corner with Winmore Avenue to a point 29 feet north of the northwest corner with Winmore Avenue. On the south side of Winmore Avenue from its intersection with Traymore Avenue to a point 39 feet westerly thereof. On the north side of Winmore Avenue from its intersection with Traymore Avenue to a point 31 feet westerly thereof. On the southwest side of Traymore Avenue from a point 28 feet south of the southwest corner with Gilbert Avenue to a point 40 feet north of the northwest corner with Gilbert Avenue. On the northeast side of Traymore Avenue from a point 39 feet south of the southeast corner with Gilbert Avenue to a point 25 feet north of the northeast corner with Gilbert Avenue. On both sides of Gilbert Avenue from the intersection with Traymore Avenue to a point 40 feet westerly thereof. On the south side of Gilbert Avenue from its intersection with Traymore Avenue to a point 56 feet easterly thereof. That is my motion. Is there a second? Questions or comments?
Quick question. I don't know if it was discussed on Monday night before the thought was, in terms of enforcement, what does a ticket look like? Parking stuff.
It's a $25 parking ticket for a regular motor vehicle. It increases for heavy vehicles like trucks and that type of thing, but it's a $25 ticket.
And is that rate set by, do we have any, variability in that rate?
That rate is set by the Board of Commissioners. It was increased probably 2 years ago from $10, which it had been for decades, to $25.
Any other questions or comments? Next time, can we just hold up a picture?
Yeah, there's renderings, but
Okay. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, nay. Please record unanimous vote. Secondly, also regarding Tremore Avenue, I move the Board of Commissioners amend the Springfield Township Code, Section 107-35, Schedule 12, Special Purpose Parking Zone, in order to establish a handicap parking space on the north side of Winmore Avenue from a point 33 feet west of the intersection with Tremore Avenue to a point 18 feet westerly thereof. That is my motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, nay. Please record unanimous vote. And that concludes my report. We'll now go to the chairman of the Community Development Committee, Commissioner Wilson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a report for the Historical Commission. And by way of background, the township received an email dated August the 13th, 2025 from Heather Snyder Fillinger, member of the Springfield Township Historical Commission, informing the board that she will be terminating her service as a member of the Historical Commission in December of 2025, as she will be moving from Springfield Township in January of 2026. The Board of Commissioners thanks Ms. Snyder Fillinger for contributions, contributing her time and talents to the Springfield Township community. I also have a motion, Mr. President. I move that the Board of Commissioners appoint Al Comley Jr. and Barry M. Standish to new 3-year terms of service as members of the Springfield Township Historical Commission. The new terms of service for both individuals shall expire December 31st, 2028. That is my motion.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Please record unanimous vote.
I'd also like to just announce that there is a vacancy exists as an alternative member of the Historical Commission. Alternative members attend and participate in all meetings of the commission as non-voting members. Any resident who is interested in serving as the alternative member of the Historical Commission is encouraged to submit a letter of interest and or resume for consideration by January the 2nd, 2026 to the township manager at mtaylor@springfieldmontco.org or via the township's website, www.springfieldmontco.org. That concludes my official report, Mr. President. But just as a point of personal privilege, I would just like to, as you all know, I am retiring after 12 years of service for the township. This was my last assignment as chairman of the Community Development Committee. I want to just say how much I have enjoyed my 12 years on the board. I've enjoyed working with all of the current members, and I even enjoyed working with most of the former members who are no longer here. You so correctly pointed out that I was the oldest one on the board some months ago, and not that it had any direct impact on my resignation, but I do appreciate that. And I would like to remind everyone that I'm probably the only one, besides Mr. Taylor, on the dais this evening that has been attending meetings in the old township building, the Springfield Township Middle School building, and this beautiful new building here that we sit in tonight. So I've had a wonderful time. I think we have a wonderful staff. They do a wonderful job, and I think the township will be in good hands with my replacement. And I look forward to, a total retirement after this term. So thanks for the opportunity.
Great. Thank you, Peter. Okay, now we will go to the Chairman of the Administrative Fiscal Affairs and Zoning Committee, Commissioner Cobb.
All right, thanks, President. First regarding the bill listing. I move that the Board of Commissioners approve the November check reconciliation in the amount of $635,912.08 and the December bill listing in the amount of $472,630.90. And that is my motion.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Please record a unanimous vote.
Regarding the 2026 agency meeting schedule, the 2026 agency meeting schedule will remain the same as the 2025 meeting schedule of the Board of Commissioners and Township agencies. The Board of Commissioners will continue to meet each month on the second Wednesday at 7:30 p.m., as well as the Monday preceding the second Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Both meetings will take place at the Springfield Township Administration Building. The Recreation Center Advisory Committee will continue to meet on the first Thursday of each month at 6 o'clock, but will be relocating from the Free Library of Springfield Township to the Springfield Township Administration Building. In addition, the steering committee that was created to guide the planning for the creation of a public park at the former Tank Car Corporation of America property on Walnut Avenue will be meeting as needed on the first Wednesday of each month at 5:30 p.m. at the Township Administration Building. A copy of the 2026 meeting schedule is available upon request. The meeting dates for the Board of Commissioners and advisory committees are also posted on the Township website, published in the Township newsletter, and will be advertised in the Ambler Gazette. Regarding the 2026 organizational meeting, Section 701 of the Pennsylvania First Class Township Code requires the Board of Commissioners to organize through the election of officers and the designation of the financial institution of the township on the first Monday of January in each even-numbered year, unless that date falls on a holiday or a day celebrated as such. The Board of Commissioners will meet to reorganize on Monday, January 5th of next year. On that date, the Board of Commissioners will meet for the purpose of organizing at 7 o'clock. Prior to any new business of the board, all newly elected and re-elected officials will be administered the oath of office by District Justice Kate McGill at approximately 6:40 p.m. And finally, the Zoning Hearing Board agenda for the month of December. The Springfield Township Zoning Hearing Board will meet on Monday, December 22nd at 7 o'clock in this room at the Springfield Township building to receive testimony of the following two applications. First is an application of the Munns Corporation, Munns Construction, applicant for the property located at 1900 Quill Lane in Orland. That applicant is requesting a special exception, seeking approval to reduce one of the two required front yards on this corner property to 35 feet in depth instead of the required 40 feet. The proposed 490 square foot addition is a single story in height. That property is zoned within the A residential district of Ward 7. The other application that will be heard is from ABH Builders Incorporated, the equitable owner for the vacant property located at the 900 block of Campbell Lane in Windmore. That applicant has requested a variance seeking approval to construct a single family dwelling on a lot with 40 feet of lot frontage instead of the required 45 feet. In addition, the applicant is seeking approval to reduce the required side yard setbacks to 8.5 feet each for a total of 17 feet instead of the required 20 feet. That property is zoned within the D residential district of Ward 5. Both copies of both applications are available for review in the Community Development Office during normal business hours. And again, those two applications will be heard on Monday on December 22nd at 7 o'clock in this room. That's my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Cobb. Now go to the Chairwoman of the Parks and Recreational Resources Committee, Commissioner Retzaval.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have one general announcement to make about Walnut Avenue. At the December 8th, 2025 meeting of the Board of Commissioners of Springfield Township, the board received a presentation from Port Architecture and Urbanism to celebrate the conclusion of the master planning process for the conversion of the former industrial site at 1725 Walnut Avenue to a public park. The live presentation can be viewed as a recorded video, and the presentation slides can be viewed on the Township website, www.springfieldmonco.org. The Board of Commissioners thanks the steering committee members and the planning consultants from Port for their contributions. The Township will proceed with abatement and demolition of the buildings and creation of the park in a phased approach as funding is secured to perform the work. Please continue to monitor the Township website for news and information about this very exciting project as the property is transformed from a blighted industrial property to a safe, publicly accessible asset for all residents to enjoy. And again, and we've said it multiple times, what a great team to work with and a great opportunity to work with a very large firm for what seems like a much smaller site than they would typically work on. I think we really benefited from that opportunity. And so looking forward, again, please continue to look on the website for the steering committee members. A reminder that should you be needed, we would call you back. That concludes my general report. However, I just wanted to take a point of privilege to acknowledge and recognize that we have two senior members of our board rolling off, not being sure when we would have an appropriate other time to say this, given we'll roll right into a budget hearing. But just wanted to acknowledge that these senior members have served diligently, and I wanted to acknowledge Commissioner Cobb for his steadfast advocacy for the quality of life of our neighbors and traffic concerns in general, which we know will continue to increase. And wanted to also recognize Commissioner Wilson for his steadfast consideration for the quality of life of neighbors, but specifically for the dignity of our community members to experience the environment. I know that's something that I think we will continue to try to uphold, not just in your honor, but in the honor of all neighbors. And that dedication has been going on for much longer than 12 years. If I recall, I believe you started in the 90s on shade trees. So just wanted to acknowledge and not be remiss not to acknowledge your dedication to the environment, for the engagement of nature by all of us. And also not to be discounted, your very careful and scrupulous review of our finances on a regular basis, always appreciated. And it really taught me a lot in this short time that I have served. And so just grateful for your services. And I think I can probably speak for everyone, but I speak for myself by saying, I wish you the best of luck in your next endeavors, and that leaving this board is an enjoyable experience also as you move on. That concludes officially my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Retzeba. Now go to the Chairman of the Environmental Resource Committee, Commissioner May.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to begin with the recycling report. During the month of November 2025, Springfield Township residents recycled 146.8 tons of material with a householder participation rate of 75.2%. The net cost for the month was $24,675.82. Next, regarding Christmas tree collection, which will be coming up shortly. The Township's annual Christmas tree recycling program will begin on January 5th, 2026, and will run through January 16th, 2026. Residents are asked to remove all decorations and tree stands and to place their tree at the curbside along with other refuse and recyclable materials on their normal collection day. Please do not wrap trees in plastic, as the trees will be chipped into a useful mulch and made available to residents at the Township's distribution site on West Wissahickon Avenue this spring. I was wondering, can we have a secondary collection in like early March to get my tree maybe? I'm a little slow on that one. And that was it for my report, but I did also want to just, thank Commissioner Cobb, Commissioner Wilson. Both were incredibly supportive to me as I was a new commissioner and really set the standard, I think, for trying to probe and gain clarification on all the issues that we deal with and making sure that the general public understood things. They were very zealous advocates for their wards and for the township at large, and really set a great standard. I think we're all going to have to step our games up to fill the void that you guys leave behind, because you're both outstanding representatives of this township. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner May. Now go to the Chairwoman of the Public Works and Facilities Committee, Commissioner McNamara.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have one motion this evening. I move that the Board of Commissioners authorize the Township Manager to execute an extension of the existing multiple listing agreement with Dan Hellwig Incorporated to market and secure tenants for Office Suite F at the Black Horse Inn at 1432 Bethlehem Pike in Flourtown. Pursuant to the terms of the agreement, Dan Hellwig Realtors shall serve as the Township's broker and agent and shall receive compensation during the term of the agreement in an amount equal to 1 month's rent, which shall be shared with any cooperating broker pursuant to the terms of the agreement. This agreement shall expire April 30th, 2026. That is my motion.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Please record a unanimous vote.
I'd like to also add just a note of appreciation before, if I can make my chicken scratch here. Before I end my report, I just wanted to thank Commissioner Cobb and Commissioner Wilson for their years of service to the residents of Springfield Township. I've certainly appreciated your dedication to your respective boards and the commitment to the greater good of our community. Commissioner Cobb, I just wanted to let you know that I've admired your attention to fiscal responsibility, always considering our future needs, your dedication to staying the course on growing our trail system, and your thoughtful centering of our kids and their access to play in nature in so many of our discussions since I've been on this board. Commissioner Wilson, I wanted to let you know that I'm going to miss your substantial institutional knowledge and your generosity in sharing that with us, your rigorous commitment to nature, the environment, and sustainability. And I will 100%, along with Susie, miss your ever watchful eye on our monthly bill listing, where you can sniff out a running toilet or a suspiciously high water bill a mile away. So thank you both for your time and your commitment, and your awards are better off for having you serve them.
Thank you.
That concludes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner McNamara. We'll now go to the Chairman of the Cultural Resource Committee, Commissioner Morris.
Thank you, Mr. President. Instead of ending my report, I'd like to begin my report with an expression of gratitude for Commissioners Cobb and Wilson. For those who don't know, public service is tedious. It requires patience, and it really is volunteerism and community service at its highest level. We regularly balance other priorities, family, other commitments with work. And you both have done it for a very long time. And for that, I'd like to express my appreciation, but also the community, on behalf of the community, thank you for your time and service to us all.
Thank you.
Mr. President, I have a motion for this evening. I'd like to move that the Board of Commissioners appoint Renee Brooks and Adam Hess, the new 3-year terms of service as members of the Library Advisory Committee. The new terms of service for both individuals shall expire December 31st, 2028. And that is my
We
motion.
have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Please record a unanimous vote. Does that conclude your report, Commissioner Morris?
I think so.
All right, great. Okay, we'll open up the public comment again in a second. I would also like to sort of add my variation of the comments that were said tonight. I pretty much agree with both of them. I want to thank Commissioner Cobb, Commissioner Wilson for years of service. As I think Brendan had mentioned, that I would reiterate, you're both very welcoming, always willing to help. So I really want to thank both of you for that. Everything that was said, I won't reiterate, but I agree with it. One thing I do want to just add, I had the opportunity for Commissioner Wilson to introduce him earlier this year for an award that he was receiving, a recognition. And I just wanted to pull out one couple sentence snippet that I said that night to send you on your way. So this was back in May. I got to serve alongside Peter for the Board of Commissioners for the last 6 years or so. It was immediately apparent what I admired about him. He is as uniquely independent as they come. He makes you rethink things and appreciate his thoughtful approach and attention to detail. At times, one might be at odds with an outcome, but in every instance, you know, Peter had the purest intentions and is unfazed by undue pressure to do what is right. And in the most controversial circumstances, he stands up for the greater good and those that need it. I've been proud to learn from him and serve with him, a true public servant. So
Thank you for your kind words.
thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Cobb. You both, there was always never doubt that your intentions were always to do the best and stand up for the neighbors. So appreciate both. Thank you.
And maybe just before we dive into the fund budget hearing, I'll just say my appreciation to all of you. It really has been a privilege working with all of you, and I'm continue to be inspired and hope to be continued inspired by all of your service and all of your voices in sort of guiding, continue to guide the township forward. I think one of the real pleasures of this role has been the seat that you're afforded to, that front row seat for so many people that work for the township. And we are so blessed in Springfield to have such an extraordinary group of committed people that work for us. From, Mary Catherine's department at the library and Ian's department, it truly is extraordinary. And Craig, you've been a gentleman, and greatly appreciate your service. And just sort of a point of personal privilege and thanks. I just want to thank Mike Taylor, our manager, who really is, we talk a lot about the benefits that continuity affords this township, and the fact that it really is one of the things that makes Springfield Township so great, to have so many people that have been here for so long. And I think that's somewhat of a rare thing, to have that level of continuity of institutional knowledge and people that have been with the township. And Mike, you are really at the head of that pyramid, but you are not only great for just our township and do so much for us. I really am grateful for the friendship that I've gotten from you over the years. So thank you for that. And again, thank you all, because you really do inspire me, and I look forward to really continuing to hear your voices and see you guys serving for the new ones coming up too. Thank you. Budget.
Great. Go ahead. Yeah.
I didn't prepare any remarks, but I don't miss if I didn't say something. Pete and I pretty much started together back in 1997. I was code enforcement officer, but I served as a liaison to the Shade Tree Commission, and Pete was appointed in 97 to be on the Shade Tree Commission, one of the first, not the first, but among the first. And I can recall Saturday mornings out on Bethlehem Pike, mulching trees, pruning trees in the parks with Pete and the rest of the Shade Tree members. So we go back a long ways. So when Pete was elected to the Board of Commissioners, I knew who I'd be working with, and I knew what Pete was all about. And Pete has always been, as everyone kind of jokes tonight, the one who took a close eye at the bill listing. Most people kind of glance over it, but Pete, he watched it closely, and we've identified some things and improvements that we can do as a result. Running toilets, and one of them. Ian's department was on top of it, but we have some new protocols in place to try and eliminate that. On the other hand, John, I'd never met the man, didn't know what we were going to be getting. But when he was elected, wow, he took the time to try and understand what local government was all about, what we can and can't do, our limitations, the time that it takes to get things done, which sometimes isn't easily understood. And he's been a real supporter and advocate for staff. So we've been very lucky to have two very experienced men working with us on the board. And they care deeply about the community, and you'll be missed.
Thank you.
Well said. Okay, our committee reports are done. So once again, we are open to public comment. If anyone would like to say anything or ask any questions, the floor is yours. As a reminder, if you come to the microphone, please state your name and address for the record.
Jane Thomas, Orland. You all know I don't speak all that great, and I'm not as good at words as a certain someone who speaks so well for the causes and who did when they spoke for me. But I'm standing to thank Pete and Jonathan for their service to this township. Both have come to meetings informed and prepared to discuss the issues, and both have believed they had the best interest of the township in their actions, whether we agreed or not. Pete, you've been doing this for quite a while and earned your rest from it. We had some trouble not that long ago, And most of the commissioners voted a certain way. Jonathan stood his ground. He stood by his beliefs and facts that he knew despite the majority and pressure, and I praise him for that. Your character, resolve, ideals, convictions, and strength to stand your ground despite the pressure are now a loss to the township will be greatly missed. I can only hope that some others, like newbies, will do the same and take a lesson. And I also mean no offense, but I also pray that the newbies will do their own research so they can vote as informed and knowledgeable as Jonathan and Peter and some of the others. So thank you again, Pete and Jonathan, for your service.
Thank you. Okay, if no other comments, I will entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting. Again, we are going to go right into a budget hearing and then a special meeting to close the business, adopt the budget. But for this, our main business meeting, I will accept a motion to adjourn the meeting. So moved. Motion, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, nay. Please record a unanimous vote, and that meeting is adjourned. Okay, one down. I will now accept a motion to convene a public hearing on the 2026 budget.
So moved.
We have motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Please record a unanimous vote. Okay. First, just a couple statements, and we will then open up testimony to the public. This is our budget hearing. The purpose of the budget hearing. The hearing is being held in compliance with section 1701 of the Pennsylvania First Class Township Code as last amended. Sole purpose of the budget hearing is for the Board of Commissioners to receive public comment on the 2026 preliminary budget. Legal requirements associated with the budget hearing have been met by publishing notice in the Ambler Gazette issue of November 23rd, 2025, and making the budget available for public review in the Township Building, Free Library, and Township website on or before November 14th, 2025. The 2026 preliminary budget of Springfield Township is $21,173,124. The proposed real estate rate is 5.008 mils, an earned income tax rate of 1.0%, with a discounted annual refuse fee of $265.80. At this time, we will accept testimony from the public. Once, twice. Okay, hearing none. Let's see here. Well, all testimony taken in this budget hearing will be considered by the Board of Commissioners. Special meeting is scheduled to close the business of 2025 and adopt the 2026 budget of Springfield Township later this evening, as in right now. So at this point, I will accept a motion to close the public hearing on the 2026 budget.
So moved.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, nay. Please record a unanimous vote. Okay, two down. One more. We'll now accept a motion to convene the 2026 budget adoption meeting to close the business affairs of the township for 2025 and to adopt 2026 budget.
So moved.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Please record a unanimous vote. Okay. Purpose of this special meeting is to close out the financial business of 2025 and adopt the 2026 budget. The 2026 budget is $21,173,124 with a real estate tax rate of 5.008 mils and an earned income tax rate of 1.0%. The average household with a real estate tax assessment of $175,400 will realize an increase of $62.79 to their 2026 real estate tax. The discounted refuse service fee will increase by $8.24 from $257.56 to $265.80. Again, we will take the opportunity to accept public comment. Okay. We will go on to a number of resolutions. For resolution number 1677, Commissioner Wilson.
Thank you, Mr. President. That resolution is regarding the Flowertown Country Club lease. I move that the Board of Commissioners adopt resolution number 1677, a resolution setting forth the reconciliation of the 2025 rental income and expenses for the Flowertown Country Club and authorizing the transfer of net receipts generated from the operation of the country club of $136,628.81 from the township's general fund to the township's capital reserve fund. On an annual basis, the township reconciles the rental income generated from the lease on the country club with the expenses incurred during the year. For 2006 to 2025, gross rental income has exceeded $2,270,528.08 and resulted in net transfers exceeding $1,348,300.11 that are presently held in the capital reserve fund for future capital needs. That is my motion.
We have a motion. Is there a second? Questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Please record a unanimous vote.
That concludes my resolution.
Thank you, Commissioner Wilson. For resolution number 1678, Commissioner McNamara.
Yes, I move that the Board of Commissioners adopt resolution number 1678, a resolution reconciling 2025 expenditures that may be overexpended with unencumbered balances of certain expenditure items and revenues received in excess of budgetary projections. The general fund actual expenses of $17,745,227.34 were reconciled within the unencumbered balance of expenditures of $774,639.66. The budgeted expenses for 2025 were $18,519,867. That is my motion.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Please record a 7-0 vote. Next for ordinance number 982, Commissioner Cobb.
The fun one. Ordinance number 982, adoption of the 2026 tax rate and budget appropriations. I move that the Board of Commissioners enact ordinance number 982, setting the 2026 real estate tax rate of 5.008 mils, and that expenses of the township for the 2026 are appropriated from revenues as set forth in a table attached to and made part of ordinance number 982. That's the motion.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Please record a 7-0 vote. Next, we have resolution number 1679, Commissioner May.
I move that the Board of Commissioners adopt resolution number 1679, a resolution setting the 2026 refuse service fee of $271.23 for each residential dwelling unit. A discount of 2% is available if the fee is paid in full prior to March 31st, 2026. That is my resolution.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Please record a 7-0 vote, unanimous vote. Just 7-0. Okay, that concludes our special meeting for the close of 2025 business and 2026 budget. I will entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay.
Come on, Pete, get on.
Please record a unanimous vote, and we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.